Hi everyone, this is James Dawson. I am the author of This Book is Gay, which is in all good bookshops now. This is a special vlog all about HIV because this week in the UK it's National HIV Testing Week. Okay, let's talk about HIV. Obviously I talk about it a lot in This Book is Gay. What is HIV? HIV is a virus that, if left untreated, attacks the immune system and can lead to a condition called AIDS, which is basically where your immune system breaks down and the slightest infection can make you seriously, seriously ill and indeed kill you. Now, these days, HIV is not a death sentence in the West anymore. There is fantastic medication that will lead sufferers of HIV to lead long and healthy lives. But this is important. There is no cure for HIV. HIV is still a reality and there are still new cases of HIV every single year. So once a year we encourage everybody out there, gay, straight, bi, to go and get tested, but especially young gay and bi guys, as we are in a higher risk group. Statistically we are more likely to get this virus. Okay? So first of all, the most important thing we can always do, and we always say this and you can't say it too many times, is if you have sexual partners or asexual partner, always wear a condom. But the most important thing you can do is be aware of your health, look after yourself and know your status, which means know whether you are HIV positive or HIV negative. Let's talk a little bit about what happens when you go for an HIV test. Well, let's talk about what happens when you go for any sexual health test. It's easy, it's fast, and it's painless. In most cases now, unless you have symptoms, guys won't even be asked to do the penile swab, which is what used to cause a lot of trouble. Instead, depending on where you are, you'll go into a clinic, you'll give some details, everything will be confidential. If you're young, your parents certainly don't need to know. You'll be asked to do a couple of things. You'll be asked to give a urine sample, you'll be asked to do a throat swab, which is cotton bud, so simple. Back of the tonsils goes in a pot. If you've had receptive anal sex, you'll also be asked to do an anal swab, which I'm not going to do now. But let's face it, if you've had anal receptive sex, the thought of putting something up your bum, especially cotton bud, probably isn't too terrifying anyway. If you're a female, you'll also be asked to do a vaginal swab, which is a similar thing. But then the HIV test, in order to establish whether you have HIV in your blood, it does have to be a blood test. But it's so simple. If you're scared of needles, it doesn't matter, because now what they do is they do it with a pinprick test, which is where they take your finger, they take the tiniest amount of blood, and within seconds the clinician can tell you whether or not there is HIV in your blood. And I wonder if that's the fear. I wonder if that's why some of us don't get tested. It's that fear of knowing at that moment when the clinician says to us, I'm afraid you're HIV positive. Now, statistically, that's probably not very likely to happen. But if you do, there's good news. Nowadays, there are fantastic treatments that will help you stay fit and healthy for a very long time, and more importantly, will enable your partners to stay healthy as well. A person who strictly adheres to HIV medication is 96% less likely to pass on the HIV virus to a partner. And that's why we encourage everybody to get tested, because the sooner you know your status, the sooner you can get on medication, and the sooner you and your partners will be protected and healthy. So that's why during this week we want everybody, male, female, gay, straight or bi, to go out there and get tested if you are sexually active. It's so important to know not just about your HIV status, but to look after your sexual health as well. I would urge you to pick up a copy of This Book is Gay if you can, because in that a fantastic HIV activist called Christian Johns writes so eloquently about what it's like to live with HIV, and he's brilliant and he's funny, and you should follow him on Twitter as well. Okay, so thank you very much. Go out there, get tested, always wear a condom, goes without saying. Take care, look after yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye!